was that, oh, well, Taylor Decker, because the defense got told regularly, oh, 70's eligible, 70's eligible, 70's eligible. And in this case, it was going to be 68 is eligible. And Dan Skipper tried to run in late just to fake them out. But Brad Allen just jumped to the conclusion, oh, it's 70 again, reporting eligible, because he'd done that several times during the game. And you can see all of a sudden that Brad Allen is taking off like he's trying to beat the clock and get to the defense in time to say what he'd been telling them all game long, that Dan Skipper is reporting as eligible when he did not actually say, I'm eligible. And according... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
No, what's insane about the play, Skip, is Skipper isn't even in an eligible position when they get up to the line of scrimmage.
He is not. Okay, right. So he became irrelevant.
Which is why they had two flags.
Okay, but I don't even, Michael, I don't get the second flag either, because his explanation was that he reported eligible, then lined up ineligibly.
And then he got covered up. He got covered up once he reported.
But he didn't report as eligible in the first place, according to him and Dan Campbell. Right. So that's moot. That point is moot. And then Taylor Decker lines up to the left, but Richard, you've got a wide receiver outside of Taylor Decker, right? So
yes, sir.
He's the last man on the line, but he should have been eligible for the throw, if in fact
you got the receiver out there, and as Irv knows, you got to check with the ref, and we've gone through this already with the Kansas City situation and Kadarius Toney. He definitely goes and says, "Hey, I'm off the ball." So at that point in time, the referee has to throw the flag immediately because it's an ineligible. You're looking down the line and you say, hey, there's an ineligible not covered up by a receiver. If you don't throw that flag, then you're saying, hey, 68 is eligible and this receiver is also eligible, so this is a legal play. And since they didn't call that flag, that's where I was sitting there scratching my head, because you're looking down the line. That's like the first flag you throw as soon as the ball snapped. That's like offsides, neutral zone. That's a dead ball. You throw the flag up and you call it and the play's dead. But in this situation, they didn't, because I don't think they thought this was an ineligible situation until the end. That's why they had to discuss it.
Exactly. Can you believe that we've gotten to 2024 and the head referee is still required to run to the defense to say, hey, 68 or 70 is eligible? They used to, as Richard said, announce it over the sound system. 68 is eligible for but I don't think they do that. I don't hear it. Maybe they tune it out for the live audience. I don't know. I don't think they announce it anymore. But they just tell the defense.
I don't. Yeah, right? they definitely tell the defense, but they still measuring first downs with sticks and chains. Skip, so this is the same game. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know when it's going to advance.
You got me. Bingo. Touche. All right. Yeah. So previous to that, the NFL also has acknowledged that Brad Allen and company completely swung and missed on a tripping penalty that was called on the Cowboys backup tight end, Peyton Hendershot. And at worst, it should have been called, or at best, on Aiden Hutchinson. I have no idea. If you look at the play again, I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to see that anybody did anything. It looks like Tony Pollard just took off running and he was fine. Nobody tripped him or tried to trip. I don't see anything. And it was a big penalty against Dallas that set them back and set in motion what was about to happen. Can you guys see anything here?
Yeah, but I don't like you said, I don't see a flag there.
I don't get it. Richard, you see anything?
I see the attempt. I see him trying to do something.
All right.
But my concern is, like, there are some plays that they call where the ref calls a flag and then you can hear him listening and then you're like, hey, we're waving the flag. That wasn't a penalty because it got reviewed up top or it got reviewed in New York. And then some plays where you're like, why can't they do that when it's clearly a missed call? You're always in their ear any other time, and then sometimes they just let it go, which is odd.
Okay, so, even given that missed penalty, Mike McCarthy still had a chance to run a bunch of clock and still be in position for another obviously field goal from our field goal kicker who's not missed a field goal all year. And yet on second down, he tries a deep pass to Brandon Cooks. I think we have it. I don't know what this was all about because it's just
I don't know what that was.
It's a killer.
I was in the box screaming right here.
I bet you were screaming because
I was screaming, oh my God. And then
out of bounds. It's
Yes,
got
Skip.
no hope
Skip.
at all. Yep.
Skip, no hope whatsoever
Yep.
to make that completion. I don't know what happened here. I think, see, we give people so much, so I don't know, and they were off a few times on this route where one receiver would
They
stop.
missed it early. Yep.
And he would throw that ball and throw that deep ball. But right here, to have an incompleted pass at 1:50 left to go in the game, and you got another 45 seconds to run off that clock on a completed pass. When they went back down the field with 40 seconds left and they're on like the 20-yard line, I almost destroyed whoever box I was in. Like, oh my God, I can't believe we are here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. Now, and I want to back up a little bit, guys, because to that, you know, Dan Campbell made the decision to go for 2. And okay, the ref, we can all sit here and extrapolate. Maybe that ref blew that call. He certainly looked like, from the standpoint, he blew that call. But Dan Campbell had another opportunity right there to say, I can kick this field goal right now and get this thing into overtime.
He could have done
because
it.
my offense just drove down the field and drove through that Dallas defense like a hot knife on butter. If I get the ball back, this game is over. You know what I mean? So I can take what you guys are saying about, yeah, that was a bad call, but that was a bad tripping call. But the game had to keep going on. In that next play, you could have made a better throw, won that game, or Dan Campbell could have kicked that ball and gone into overtime.
Okay. Michael, you said the defense played very well, and it did until all of a sudden Mike McCarthy left 1:41 on the clock for Jared Goff and company, and they finally caught fire because they go 75 yards in 9 plays for a touchdown, and that did not look like the same defense that had been on the field for most of the game. Obviously, you got prevent defenses going on and all this, but again, the mentality, they lost their edge, and all of a sudden Detroit's in the end zone, and it was clear, Troy Aikman was saying on the telecast, it's just clear Dan Campbell's going to go for 2. If they get this ball in the end zone, he is going to go for 2, and he was hell-bent to go for 2 even after they got pushed back, and then Micah was offsides, and they just kept going on.
And that one right there. That one right there, Skip. That one right there. Now the drive, the score, all of that, okay. But the Micah offsides one, because even during the drive and how the defense had played, you got an interception on that play. Game over.
Yep.
The game was over on that interception if you don't have that offsides. And now that defense that had held Miami to 19 points turned around and held Detroit to 19 points, ended and won this game on an interception.
Yep.
That's riding in the playoff high for me. That's a pretty good ride.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So it was just that, and I give you, it was that Michael mistake on the lineup. It wasn't even a jump. You're lining up both sides. It makes you throw your hands up. Like, we're way too late in the season for this. We're way too late in the season for this kind of lack of focus coming down the line right here as you get ready to go into the playoffs.
Okay, so Richard, you take this one. There's still one last 2-point try, and they line up their backup tight end, try to kind of hide him at the edge of the formation, James Mitchell, and he just runs sort of a quick out, and they try to clear the area for him, and Jared Goff was just a little wide and off target with the throw. What do you think of it? Do you think if the throw's on time and on target that he scores? Curse is coming off his man to try to make the tackle.
I think it's a tough play. It's a bang-bang play. You know, I can't tell you. Football is one of those weird games where there's no tackle that's created equal. You know, one play, a guy can lunge through that tackle and reach for the pylon. Another play, you know, Curse knocks him down and knocks him out of bounds, and it's not a touchdown. So that's why everybody watches the game. So I don't know how that play goes, if he catches the pass or if it's a more accurate pass. I think more likely he finds a way to get the ball across the pylon since it's just a yard away. It's desperation time, so no matter what, it's going to be one of those chances where he at least puts it out there and gives himself a chance at the end zone.
Yeah, by the way, that
if he understands leverage.
Yeah, go
if he
ahead,
understands
Mike.
leverage. If he understands leverage when he's running a route. Like if he's running that route and I can feel that guy coming inside out, then yeah, I can grab that ball and spin out and come out. If I feel him coming over the top and that ball is close enough to me where I don't have to, I can grab it and spin back around on the inside and come back and get in that end zone. If he understands leverage, there's no way he could have got stopped right there. If that dude that's catching if that tight end, because it wasn't Laporta, if he understands leverage, there's no way he doesn't get in.